Hey guys, this is Cam from 15, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf, and we are back again with another My Hero Academia anime episode review for you
I
guys.
I should have put on my Hero Academia shirt for this. I should have put on the My Hero Academia shirt for this.
Yeah, we go to see Dragon Ball Super Hero. He has a My Hero Academia shirt instead of a Dragon Ball shirt. Now we're doing My Hero Academia. He got a Demon Slayer shirt.
Which you have to start watching, by the way.
I know. But anyways, it's been so long since I have to say My Hero Academia anime episode review because for the longest time, for weeks, I've been saying manga chapter reviews. We are finally here with season 6 of the anime, and I'm just absolutely happy because this is going to be what people think is the best season of My Hero Academia with the stakes that are here in this war arc. I'm telling you, you're anime only, you're not ready to see what's going to be happening here.
Okay, so just to be clear, the students don't even know that this is a war,
No, they know it's a war.
or okay, just making sure, because
They know. So, yes. So, anyways, like I said, I read the manga. So, I'm currently caught up with the manga. I review the manga on the channel. My co host, on the other hand, he's an anime only. So, the one cool thing is you will get an anime only's kind of thoughts and reaction to certain, things that take place, which I'm very happy to see because I know what happens in this war arc, which, man, some of the moments, absolutely crazy. So, let's start out the review. One great thing I can say about this start to the season is no recap episode.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
knew. Go ahead.
I stopped. I finished.
Yeah, I knew going into a season like this, there had to be no recap. Just get straight to the point. Get straight to the point. And by my hopes and prayers, they got straight to the point. We got straight into the action. There at the start of the episode, there was a little bit of a recap from what happened at the end of the final episode of season 5 with the whole paranormal liberation front with Shigaraki forming that and everything. But other than that, they got right to the point. I'm like, thank you. That's always been the one thing about the past 5 seasons I absolutely hated. Was the fact that they would have this recap episode, just here's the introduction to all the characters, their quirks, yada yada yada, and it'd be an anime only episode, filler thing. And it's like, can we just get to the point? Why are we wasting time? So hey, they get straight to the point, and like I said, get a little bit of a recap about, what's going on and where we're at now and everything. So, yes. Now, opening and ending wise, I actually do I think I like the ending a little bit more in terms of the song, but the visuals for the opening and the ending look great. The opening visuals, they look like a manga / comic book like style, and it looks absolutely dope. For my ghost, there really wasn't any spoilers. There's some spoilers in that opening, but nothing too big to where it spoils the entire arc for you. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to who of those familiar faces are going to die in this arc.
Yes, and for some background information, we won't spoil it for anime onlys, but he kind of got spoiled on one character that does end up kicking the bucket, sadly. But we'll get to that point when we get to that point.
I just wonder how they are gonna die. I don't know.
So, anyways, we start off the episode pretty much like I said with the recap, but then we get a little bit of Hawks and Twice talking. We've been kind of getting this from the last season, the whole thing of just pretty much Hawks showing Twice around and being a good person to him, being a good person to Twice. But we all know eventually Hawks is gonna have to turn on him, and for a character like Twice, who is kind of very psychiatrically dependent on having a family, because you saw his backstory in season 5. He was pretty much had a very bad day, very unlucky day, and because of it, pretty much he was hated. And the League of Villains are the only people that actually took him in and like him for who he is. So obviously, whenever we get that potential plot twist down the road with Hawks and Twice, Lord have mercy to see what Twice's reaction might be to that.
Yeah,
So,
and Hawks did make a mention. He Twice is good at heart.
yep. So like I said, we get to the point, and well, the mobilization of the forces are this. Now we find out the Paranormal Liberation Front. They have pretty much the 9 commanders that Shigaraki implemented, and they're all in different teams. Now I didn't take any notes, and I don't have all the characters, but there's like these different team colors for the enemies, different like divisions that they're in and stuff like that. So it's an organized front for them to operate. Now, speaking on the hero side, they're split up into 2 different teams. Now they got one team in stationed near the area of Jaku Hospital, and their whole operation is to capture Dr. Garaki or Dr. Ujiko. But I'm gonna call him Doctor. I call him Dr. Ujiko because that was his first name before they changed it. They changed it for some reason because I think it has like ties to like some Nazis or something like that back from World War II. I don't know. I call him Dr. Ujiko because that's what I call him. But you know, things are sensitive. Whatever. Excuse me. Yeah, I told you it's pretty bad. The other team is stationed in the Gungan Mountain Villa area where the Paranormal Liberation Front's, you know, main base operation hideouts is. So there's a bunch of heroes there, right then and there, running that show. Now that's Team Edshot's group, and the other side for Jaku Hospital is led by Endeavor. Now we do get some interesting things. Now some of the UA students, mostly, you know, the first years and stuff like that, and probably other students from other schools, they're pretty much not on the front lines, with the exception of we see that Honuki, the guy who can make like muddy like areas, Kaminari, Tokoyami, and then the Mushroom Girl, they're on the front lines. Everybody else is kind of like on the back lines, and it's just kind of a thing where unless they're told, hey, you need to come to the front lines, you just stay back. And you're just kind of like the people that just take care of the people. Like Deku's group in their area, all their job is getting civilians and getting them out of the city, pretty much. But we know that that's more than likely going to change, and they're gonna find some way to get involved in the fight because they're the main characters, right?
Yep.
So that's the thing. Now we do have it to where well, Kaminari, he's obviously like, why did they put me on the front lines and shit like that? The reason why is because they got good long range attacks, and even we kind of see Mushroom Girl. She kind of feels like a little bit unsure and scared of the fact that will we be able to make out of this like a-okay. Now Midnight, she kind of I guess consoles her and says it's gonna be okay. You know, as long as when you just do your job, we'll let you go back to the back lines and you'll be safe and sound, everything. So yeah, I still don't know if I remember making a mention of this in my season 5 reviews, but it's kind of messed up that they kind of put kids out. And mind you, these are 15, 16-year-old kids going up against bloodthirsty villains that are willing to kill you at any cost to obtain their goals. It's kind of effed up that they got these kids who are pretty much in high school doing something that they probably shouldn't. Your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of mixed I'm kind of mixed emotions at all this, if I'm being honest. Well, at least the kids know what they're getting into.
Yes. So that's the thing. Anyways, the operation starts and it takes fronts. So Endeavor's group, they lead the charge into Jaku Hospital. Now the reasoning is the Asuka Uchi, the reason why they're going to the hospital, they're going after Dr. Ujiko, and they got this information from this image of Dr. Ujiko talking to the little tiny Nomu who we call Johnny, who tragically met his end today. I can continue. You're good?
Continue, man. Continue. I don't know when you stopped.
Yeah. So yeah, they see that and they're like, okay, he's behind this whole operation. So they raid the base. Pretty much Deku and others, they start their whole thing of getting civilians out to safety and getting away from the landscape because, potentially they don't want casualties to happen and everything. So they raid the airport, pretty much tell all the people, hey, get all the, patients out of here. We're here on official hero business. And they pretty much confront Dr. Ujiko. And Dr. Ujiko is like, oh shit.
Busted.
Yeah, now he tries to run away, but what happens?
What more can I say? They just have him surrounded.
Yep. And what do they end up doing to him, or what's revealed about Dr. Ujiko?
President Mike, let's just say he's pissed.
Oh yes. Continue.
Yeah, he goes on like, so you're responsible for what happened to my friend and stuff, and all that stuff. Go on.
Yeah, from Shirakumo and everything. Also, Aizawa uses his quirk on Dr. Ujiko, and dude starts to age like crazy. And we find out now, we thought the doctor was quirkless, but apparently he has some sort of aging quirk that keeps self-regenerating him that makes him look he still looks like an old person, but fairly younger, older kind of guy. But when Aizawa puts his quirk on him, he turns to almost damn near like a mummified zombie.
Mm-hmm. Wait, isn't that one a fake though?
Yeah, well, I was about to get to that. But it's still pretty interesting from that standpoint. So yes. Now in the meantime, Mirako was going to the morgue, and as they're confronting Dr. Ujiko, Mirako's like, hey, Endeavor. Oh, I forgot to mention, speaking of Endeavor, we have it to where his children show up, Fuyumi and Natsuo, and they're pretty much talking about what's going on with him, and he couldn't really do anything because he's got a big operation, so potential foreshadowing to maybe a death or something for Endeavor. I don't know.
That was one of my predictions after all,
because they definitely seem a little bit concerned about him. And
of course you would already know.
I know what happens, but I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, they look concerned, so I don't blame them. Family members, even though Natsuo was kind of not cool with Endeavor, but understandable, like I said. But like I said, Mirako is like, hey, Endeavor, we got Nomus right here and there. And at the same time, that's when, like my co-host said, what happens that kind of spoils the capture of Dr. Ujiko.
Turns out that Dr. Ujiko is actually a fake. And suddenly a Nomu comes out of the ground, I think. That's what it was.
Yeah, this is like a weird looking like Nomu type of thing with a buzzsaw that impales the fake. And all of a sudden, Endeavor turns around. He stops the one in front of them that shows up out of the ground. He turns around. Next thing you know, there's Nomu coming out from the ground. And you're just like, what the fudge is going on here? So it seems like they got surrounded. In the meantime, in the morgue area, Mirako is going ham on these Nomu.
People will start simping now.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of Mirako simps, bro. There's a lot of Mirako simps.
Yes, I can see one.
You get a visually animated, great animated scene where she just going through all these guys, just freaking kicking them and spinning around and freaking taking all these things out. And heck, even when they did the whole panel shot of, the Nomus just looking at her, you had that one Nomu with the sharp teeth. I'm like, oh shit, what the fudge? It looks disgusting. It looks a little bit disturbing in here. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna get pretty disturbing. But she goes through it. We see it to where the real Dr. Ujiko, he's trying to get out and he's trying to take Shigaraki with him. Now, an interesting thing is, we see he has all these vials and everything. Those are quirks that he's stolen over those mounts of times. and that's what they use to put in those Nomus. We see like capsules of high-end Nomus in there, and we know how strong the high-end Nomus are. So he's trying to transport him and Shigaraki out so he can complete Shigaraki's operation. Now Shigaraki, he's just in a vial or in this tank, just getting powerful before he gets the abilities of All for One, where he has pretty much all the quirks All for One has. But all of a sudden, right before Dr. Uji says, "Johnny, please transport us out of here," who kicks in as the episode ends off?
Miracle.
Yes, and she again. The doctor's like, "Ah!"
You're the real one, aren't you?
Yes, and that's where the episode ends off. So good first episode. Next episode preview. It seems like Mirako is going to be fighting against a bunch of Nomu next week, all on her own.
Are you sure that's all she's fighting?
Yes, trust me. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. They found where Shigaraki's located at, so you would think, excuse me, you would think they would, I don't know, try to take him out when he's at his weakest, but I guess we'll see what will happen as the story progresses.
It's never that easy.
Yeah, that's the one thing too, because going into this episode, you'd think, okay, the heroes got their plan. They got him locked, set, and dead. They got him. You know, they got the doctor. Right then and there, they just go implement their plan, and it's like, yeah, that's just kind of too easy to capture the doctor. But the Paranormal Liberation Front, they were prepared for this in a way, and it's kind of a thing where it's like, oh, it looks like the heroes got the one step, but actually, no, they got, they're the ones to get beat. And right now, it looks like the heroes got the upper hand now again. But you'll see as this arc goes on, how many times the heroes get the upper hand, how many times the villains then fricking make a comeback. So it's kind of a back and forth thing, I'm just trying to say. But it's gonna be a very interesting watch. What was your thoughts on the first episode of season 6?
I mentioned this before to him. My heart stopped beating the last 30 seconds of it.
Yes, I'll just say this: if you're an anime only, you're gonna be on a wild ride. Wild ride.
Oh man.
So, yeah. Like I said, we get the ending. I like the parallels and things like that. I did like the one parallel shot of the young Shigaraki and the young Deku, and then who they are now today, because, well, they're eventually gonna have to fight each other because Deku's kind of now the new one for all, and Shigaraki's kind of the new all for one. So. It's interesting. You got a man with ideals who wants to destroy everything, but you got a guy with the ideals of saving everybody. So, interesting premise there. Interesting premise. Great start to season 6. Again, I'm going to tell people, I was one of the defenders of season 5. You've already seen in this week's episode how good sometimes the animation can get. That's why they had a movie before this season. That's why they had World Heroes Mission, so they could get all the money. So the opening looks really great, because they had really great shots in the opening. That Mirako shot when she was fighting the Nomus looked really good. I'm telling you, people keep telling me My Hero Academia was not good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. Now, right now with Fun Rain in the manga, it's fine, but it's starting to pick back up to good again. So, yes. Any other final thoughts?
Hard to believe this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, and there's gonna be 25 episodes this season. So, yeah, and honestly, I think only now that I'm looking at it, the first half of this saga could contain the whole entire war arc with about 15 episodes, and then you get 15. The back. Yeah, probably the way it's going. I was shocked at how fast-paced it was going, and it's going pretty fast-paced. Unless this entire season's covering the entirety of the war arc, I don't know.
I'm worried now.
Because there is a post-war arc aftermath of this. So
honestly, I've been worried that I might be pacing a little too fast, but now this kind of seals it.
So. I don't think that's a bad thing. That just means, we might get certain events a lot faster than we thought. But like I said, as long as they flesh out events, I'm good. I know in the ending, they gave a very, now if you read the manga, at the end of the ending, they give a very, I would say a very eye-opening thing when it revolves to that yellow cape. Now, if you know what that yellow cape stands for, if you read the manga, you know what I'm talking about, and I think we might be getting close to that part of the story. So, yes, I will keep that hidden for a long, long time. But honestly, if they adapt what I think they might adapt this season, next season of My Hero Academia potentially could be the final season of My Hero Academia, because right now in the current arc in the manga, that's wrapping up. It's going to be over by the end of the year, apparently. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. But anyways, guys, that's all we got. Anything else? All right.
I'm just anticipating.
Yep. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 6. As well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Season 6 content or more My Hero Academia content. Like I said, I do review the manga, so if you are a manga fan, I will be reviewing the manga chapter tomorrow, which was pretty crazy. I won't spoil it, but it was pretty crazy manga chapter for My Hero. Hit the subscribe button, not only to my channel, but my co-host channel. I'll leave a link into the description below and things like that. But yes, we are close to 500 subscribers on the channel, so share the video out and let's get to 500 subscribers. But other than that, guys, take care, stay safe out there, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Peace.